This video is going to tell you how to max out your Skyrim character with minimal manual effort. We are going to get to 100 in each of the skills and also get ridiculous amounts of money. While we do this, we will keep track of the time that you will need to set things up and the total time that the game is going to run. This means that you will set up the game and leave it running. The character is going to gain levels even when you are away from PC. You can go to sleep, you can watch some anime, whatever you do, you can still maintain a sense of making progression. Let's start out with the easy stuff, sneaking. This is by far the easiest to max out. Start the game with whatever race you want. While you are escaping from Helgen, grab as much loot as you can and progress until you get to the cave section, where there is a sleeping bear. Instead of attacking the bear, like Ralof is suggesting, you're going to instead face the wall to your left and press the C key. This will cause your character to automatically walk into the wall and slowly, but surely, gain sneaking experience. And this is how you max out the first skill. It takes around 6 hours to get to 100, so leave the game on and go ahead and do other things. And one more tip. If you'd like the game to keep running while it's in the background, you can do that. What you need to do is start the game in windowed mode, and while it's running, press the Tilde key and enter this command. Once you do that, you can Alt-Tab into other windows, and the game will keep running. So, see you in 6 hours. Welcome back. Sneaking seems to be maxed out, and look at that. We are at level 17. We can now leave the tutorial cave and explore the world. Of course, we're not going to actually explore the world, we're going to max out all of the skills instead. We've spent around half an hour actually playing the game and 6 hours of the game playing itself, giving us a nice 13 times ratio of the total playing time to manual playtime. Also, so far we have only used the auto move feature of Skyrim. Unfortunately, this is as far as it's going to take us. There is no way to level up other skills by just auto-moving. At this point, we need to get a tool called Automat. This is the stuff that we are actually making on this channel. Anyway, the tool can be downloaded from GitHub. Use the link in the video description and get an exe file. There is nothing to install, you just start it and it works. Well, once you start it, you can actually get rid of the default objects by throwing them in the trash in the upper right. Let's get back to Skyrim. Our next step is to buff up our character. Run towards River Run. On your way there, you can use any of the standing stones. Each of them will make your character level up faster in some skills. We're going to start with warrior skills, so we can use this one now. You can change it anytime you want to make things faster. When in River Run, talk to progress the quest and jump in the river. We're going to float to Whiterun now. Once you are in Whiterun, go to Jarl and get the steel armor. Equip the heaviest armor you can. You will need two things now. A fast healing spell, which you can get from the mage in the Whiterun castle, and a heavy shield. If you picked one up, great. Otherwise, go to a shop or a blacksmith and buy one. Run to some empty space, equip a shield in one hand and fast healing in another. Now we are going to make our first macro. This is the tanking macro. Let's go to Automat and place two timers. Left mouse down and left mouse up objects. Connect them like that. The way Automat works is that it performs some action and then moves on to the next one. When you start it, this setup will wait for 10 seconds and then it's going to press the left mouse button, hold it for 2 seconds and then release it. Now the moment you start the timer, it's going to start clicking on stuff. So start it and quickly switch back to Skyrim. Now your character is going to continuously cast fast healing. The issue is that eventually your mana is going to run out. So if you can, take any perks that you can that will help you with the mana drain, and adjust the timers in Automat to wait a little bit longer between casting healing. Important, when you switch to Automat, stop the timer by clicking the top button, otherwise it's going to click random stuff. Now that we know how to do a healing loop, let's make it easier to control from the background. Create a hotkey object and configure it to activate when you press Q. Power it on and press Q a couple of times. You can see that it sends a signal whenever you press Q. Those simple signals can be used to start other objects. So you could connect a timer here and start it by pressing Q, but the timer cannot be stopped like that. We will need one more object for that, and it's the switch object. The switch object has the unique ability to switch other objects off. When you connect a hotkey to a switch and a switch to a timer, then you can have a timer that can be switched off with a hotkey. So connect this to our healing loop, and now we can start and stop the healing loop when we are playing Skyrim. Just press the Q key. Neat. Oh, and there is one more important thing. Switch doesn't work if the other timer is currently active, so keep that in mind. You can only cancel the macro when we are waiting for the magicka to recover, not when we are casting the spell. We are going to need one more thing. Blocking. We can do that with the right mouse button. So make a macro that looks somewhat like that. Here we block with the right mouse button, then we wait for the magicka to recover. We release the right mouse button, we wait 400 milliseconds so that the character puts down the shield and we can cast fast healing. We press the left mouse button, we hold it for 2 seconds and then release it. Then we give it a couple milliseconds to cast the spell and then we start blocking again. We can connect the switch to the long timer. This will allow us to start and stop the macro using the Q key while we are blocking. Now tweak the block time so that your character fully recovers magicka, but only just barely before casting healing again. With our tanking macro ready, we are now also ready for the ultimate marine training. Those are going to be the toughest 10 days in the life of this miserable character, something that will turn him into a true Iron Man. Go west of Whiterun, toward this small puddle where mud crabs are sitting around. Mud crabs are kind of dangerous, and we are not going to be able to handle both of them at once, so kill one of them and keep the other alive. Now, get into this cozy corner of the puddle and start the macro by pressing Q. This will put up a shield and start taking crab hits for a couple of seconds and then cast fast healing to bring your health back up. When you just stay here and get punched by this crab, you are effectively leveling 3 skills. Blocking, because you are using a shield, heavy armor, because you are equipped with heavy armor, and restoration, because you're continuously healing. If you have trouble staying alive, just buy some perks. The heavy armor perks and blocking perks are really great for tanking crab hits. It takes around 5 hours to level up block, 6 hours to level up heavy armor, and about 8 hours to level up restoration this way. As you progress, you can adjust the macro to block a little bit shorter and get hit a little bit more. This will make you level up faster in restoration and heavy armor. Also, when you are done with heavy armor, which will be about 6 hours in, you can switch to a light armor and go back to the crab. That gives you another skill. So see you back in around 12 hours. Welcome back. We have now maxed out block, heavy armor, light armor and restoration. The manual setup took around 30 minutes and the game played for around 12 hours to max out the skills. So in total we have an hour of actual playing the game and about 18 hours of automation, bringing our manual to total playtime ratio to 19. This is what we love most in automation. This is what we really desire. The shorter time spent by us working and the longer time spent by the machine working for us. By the way, 1 minute of real time is 20 minutes of in-game time. So our poor character has effectively spent the last 10 days sitting in the swamp and being constantly punched by a mud crab. A truly traumatizing experience. Nonetheless, it is the experience that made him an ultimate punching bag. This guy can now survive almost anything we throw at him. For now, let's put a pause here. We'll continue in the next video. If you can find a way to grind other skills, let me know in the comments and see you around. Bye.